Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in, chosen ones. Come on in, chosen ones. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Monique. I'm a life coach, and I teach women how to take responsibility for their happiness, success, and freedom. So, y'all come on in. I'm going to give you a chance to come on in while we listen to some music. I like this song. This is Jam. I've been playing this jam for the longest. I love good music. I love music that speaks to my spirit and soul, whether it's worship music or good, what they call, I guess, Christian hip hop, what people don't believe in. But if the words are right, I listen to the words. Yes. And this song here is powerful to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me, and the show can't take it away. Hey, Keisha. I hope YouTube don't remove my video. I don't know if this movie is copyrighted or not, but I like it, so it is what it is. How is everyone? Come on in. It's Sunday. I got a word for you all. I won't be too long because I got to go do my walk. I got to go work out, get my walk in. Walking is therapy to me. Hey, Tyrenia. All my family popping up in here. Hey, Matt, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. I'm so happy to see you in here. You see how excited I got, Matt? I'm so happy to see you. I know what time it is there. I know it's a different time, but I'm so glad you're here. It's probably early over there or maybe late. I'm not sure. Look at all the family popping up in here. I just got a quick message on this Sunday. This joy that I have. Yes, I'm jamming it here today. Oh, it's almost 8 p.m. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you've been catching the repeats. So glad to see you. All right, okay, D. Look, you know what time it is, D. I'm glad you said that. Oh, that caught me off guard, but you already know. When she says a quick message, you know it'll be about 30 minutes to an hour. I thought that was too funny. Yes, watch out. Lord, that's too funny. Just give me a quick minute. And just like women saying, I'm gonna be ready in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, it translates to 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So y'all come on in. It's a good jam. I love that little jam there. But I'm gonna listen to that when I go walking. Right, Tyrenia, girl? Like quick message mean, look, 15 minutes for women, 5 minutes mean 15 minutes, 30 minutes. But I'm working on that though. That's one of the things I'm working on. But this message won't be long because I gotta go. I gotta go and walk. But listen, I got this revelation. Oh, I said a download. I won't say revelation. Download. I was listening to I think her name is Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins, and she was talking about, if you Google it, you'll see. She was talking about this let them theory, like let them, I'm country, so I have to clear it for you all. But she was talking about this let them theory. Basically, what I got from it, it was basically, she was basically saying, let things play out how they're going to play out without the need to control things, right? And I think sometimes as chosen ones, what we tend to do is we tend to want to, try to force people unknowingly. We don't do it like in a bullying type way. We don't do it in a forceful type way. We do it subconsciously, right? What we try to do is we try to force people to do things and to be a certain way in our lives instead of just letting them be and letting them show us, right, their true intentions, letting them be who they truly are, because that brings on frustration. It brings on frustration, it brings on disappointment, it brings on stress when you try to subconsciously want people to be something to you in your life that they're not capable of, right? I have a video that I pre-recorded or earlier, before I made this message, which I'm going to upload probably to the group, or maybe I upload it, to the public platform. But we try to subconsciously create create people to be who we think they should be in our lives. And we have to release that type of thinking. We have to release that thought process because it only brings frustration. It only brings frustration. We have to learn how to let people be who they're going to be. Don't try to force someone or wait for someone. See, a lot of times the chosen ones, we 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 have a habit, and it's the bad habit. We have a habit of waiting for people to get themselves together. We have a habit of seeing what we call potential in people in our adult age. Like when you're younger, you're a child, that's different to have expectations. But as an adult, you have to let go of expectations. You have to let go of potential. If a person has not already got themselves together before they got, come into your life, whether it's romantic, friendship, and it's okay to help people along the way. But if they're not where they need to be for you, right? If they're not where they need to be for you and how you want them to be when they enter your life, don't sit there and try to wait, try to have this hope for them to do right and finally get it right. If they're not how they should be, if they are not how they need to be when they enter into your life, don't sit and hope and wait and suffer and think they're going to change for you, because they're not going to do it. Hey, Nikiana, hey, fam, they're not going to do it. They need to already be where your standards, this can go for romantic, definitely romantic. This could go for friendship. They need to be the person who you, right? Listen, who you approve that you want into your life. And what I mean by approve is, you got to have boundaries. You got to have, boundaries and standards, how you want people to, enter into your life for your sanity and your sake. But my thing is, if they are not how you approve, as far as, like, say for instance, if you're trying to meet somebody, whether it's romantic or, it's a friend, and these people are not, like, kind, and they're not respectful, and they're not respectful of your boundaries. And if you meet them and they don't already enter into your life that way, don't try to change these people. You have to let them be who they are, but they can be like that over somewhere else or with someone else. Don't try to change them. Don't try to wait. Don't try to pray about it. I'm here to tell you, don't religify. Is that a word? If it's not a word, we're gonna create that. We're gonna own this term. We coin this term today. Don't try to religify the, those people. Don't try to don't try to make them be who they're not. If you see that these people are not the boundaries, that they're not who you want them to be before they enter your life, you can't make them be. You have to let them be who they are. The problem that we have, chosen ones, we want to change folks. We see stuff in them that they don't see in themselves. We believe in them when they don't believe in themselves. No, let them believe in themselves first and do their own transformation and work. This is how we get caught up. This is how we hurt ourselves. We hurt ourselves trying to wait and hope and pray that these people will change and be who you want them to be. And that's not fair to them. You have to let people be who they are. You have to give them the freedom. You have to let them be who they are. And if they are not who you want them to be in your life, not saying you're trying to change them, but if they're already a certain way, you have to let them be. Let them be how they are without trying to change them. They need to already be who, the thing is, we have to find people to fit what we expect. Like you have to find the people who, that's just like look just like a job. When these employers are looking for people, they're looking for candidates who meet the qualifications, right? They're looking for candidates who have the experience and who meet the qualifications to fulfill the position. So that's how you need to look at it. If you're looking to have a mate, a friend, you look for people who have the qualities that you already have set, right? What you already believe to be um the believed to be the standards and qualities. If you want a kind friend, you have to meet people who are kind. You don't meet a person who's rude and brash and harsh and think you're going to make them a kind person. No, no, no. You got to let them be. Let them be who they are. And you don't have to pull these different types of people into your life. You have to let people be who they are without trying to change them. Does that mean that you have to subject yourself to how they are? No. No, you have a right to. You have a right to include who you would like to have in your life, and you have a right to exclude. Include and exclude. You don't have to allow everyone into your life, regardless of how they are feeling. You have standards. Jobs don't hire everybody, anybody. You may have a few jobs that, hire people by who they know, who they know, the connections, and that's okay. But on jobs, they hire people based on their needs. Yes, they do. They hire people that's going to benefit their company. So that's how we have to look at when we have people enter into our lives. Care who it is. People should operate and respect the boundaries you have for your life, not what they think your boundaries should be, and vice versa, not what you think their boundaries should be. This is where we get messed up. This is where we create a lot of confusion for ourselves. We create a lot of um what is it? Confusion and dissatisfaction, anxiety, unnecessary pressures and unnecessary, like, just unnecessary, just life, period. Because we're so busy trying to control subconsciously and make people be who we want them to be. Hey, Jacqueline, we want to make people be who we want them to be. And they already have their own mind and own beliefs and own ways of being. So your job is to allow people who fits your I'll per se job description, who fits your boundary your list of do's and don'ts. And no, you're not looking for perfect people. We're not perfect. But certain things that you require for your life and your life to go smoothly is probably having kind people, probably having generous people, people who could communicate, people who, if they're upset, they communicate with you that you did something to them and not just, you know, um, stop talking to you and you don't know what happened. Like, we all have do's and don'ts. What we want. Hold on. We all have do's and don'ts. We have do's and don'ts that we want, that we have in our lives, how we want people to show up in our lives. And you have that right. You have that right. Don't feel guilty. That's the problem. That's one of the problems too with many of us. We don't have boundaries and we feel guilty for having boundaries because we was raised not to have any. Most of the chosen ones were brought up not to have boundaries. So when you try to implement some boundaries and people are used to you just not having any, then you become a problem. Come on, put a one in the chat. Let me know. You become a problem when you start setting boundaries. When you finally start setting boundaries, you 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, and you just implemented some boundaries, and now people are like, they're like, what's wrong with her? Who's she talking to? She crazy. They calling you everything now, only because you got boundaries. And it's going to feel awkward in the beginning. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to feel awkward. Some of you are going to feel bad. You're going to feel bad. You're going to feel like you're hurting. You're going to feel it's going to be a change in you because you never had to set boundaries. You never set boundaries. Now that you're healing and you're learning that boundaries are healthy, right? You're learning that boundaries are healthy, and now you're trying to implement boundaries. Oh, you're gonna feel all type of emotions. But go through those emotions and still set your boundaries. Set your firm boundaries. It's going to bring you so much joy. The longer you stand firm and the longer you reiterate your boundaries to let people know, hey, you can't cross these boundaries anymore. The longer you do it, the better you're going to feel, the more empowered you're going to be. And I know it's going to hurt some of you because some of you have to set boundaries with your loved ones, with people who you love, who've been using you because of that love. They're using you because of the love you have for them, because of your relationship in their life, because of the title that you have in their lives. They're using that, they're playing on that. And that's why you're going to feel bad because you're like, man, I got to, set boundaries with this person. I got to set boundaries with that person. And I never had to before because my belief system is, I should let people run over me. That's my belief system. I got to be there for this person. Although they're abusing and using me, I feel like I got to be there for them because if something happens to them, I'm going to feel bad. If something happens to them, I'm going to feel so bad because I set boundaries. And that's another false sense of control that you have to let go of. If somebody you set boundaries with leave this earth today, you are not God. I don't know why we want to play mini Jesus thinking we can control everything. You can't control everything. You can't control it. It's not your fault. Yes, you may have some guilt because we are just human. You may have some guilt because you're going to think if things would have went this way, if things could have gone this way and this way and this way. You have no control over that. You have no control. You're not God. You don't get to say if a person is here. That's why it's your job. Your job is to, forgive. If you can make things right, yes, you make it right. But we all know you got some people that don't want to make it right. They want to create and have that tension of being at odds and not wanting to resolve whatever issue. You got those people. You have those people and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with knowing you tried to reach out, with knowing you tried to get it right. But once they reject you, guess what? You dust your feet off and you keep on moving. Dust your feet off and you keep moving. You took the step to try to reconcile and be at peace and do what the word says. But some people will reject that, and that's okay. You did your part. So when you do your part, you should be able to sleep good. You should be able to live good, sleep good, and rest. When you know you tried to reach out and reconcile sincerely, you move on about your business. Move on and live your life. But that's what I want to come talk to you about. CD wasn't too long, 20 minutes in. 20 minutes. I'm glad you all came in to this weekend, this Sunday, to listen in. I hope you all are doing well. But I just wanted to come give you all that quick message. I promise you I wouldn't be here long. See, I wouldn't be here long. It was just that message. I had to, release it because I just felt like somebody needed to hear that. You got to let people. That's the title. Let them. And I just go to talking about everything else. But let people be who they are. Let them be who they are. Right? You don't have to try to change them and make them try to be who you want them to be. No, let them be. Yes, Matt. Yes. I'm so glad it was for you, Nikiana. Yes, I know it is hard, and we all need some encouragement. Yep. Thank you, Tyrini. I'm so glad it was for you. We got to release that stress, release it. And I'm listen, when I talk to you all, I be talking to myself too. When I speak to you all, I speak to me too. It just feels good to go and give the message knowing it's for me too, and knowing that it's helping someone else other than just myself. But that's what I wanted to come and share with you all. I hope you all having a blessed Sunday. I am. I'm going to get my walk in. It's pretty hot out there, but I was supposed to go this morning, but it was pouring raining. So I'm going to go and get my little 2 miles in today. I'll be trying to stay fit and active and, take care of myself as much as I could. Right? So you all be blessed. You be blessed. And you know, just try to stay focused, try to stay encouraged, and just remember that you are only in control of you. You are only in control of you. It is okay to have healthy boundaries, regardless of if people have a tantrum or not. That's another thing. I'm going to say this and I got to go. Don't be moved by their tantrums. If they have a temper tantrum and they crawl up the wall because you set a boundary, just sit there and watch them crawl up that wall. And when they come down, you still have your boundaries firm. I be trying not to act silly, but see them crawl up that wall. You look up there, and when they come down, you still stand firm on your boundaries. Oh, thank you. Look, look. When they fall down, listen. Exactly, Matt. When they fall down, you come, you sit right there at them. Why they don't fell down from the wall, and you stand firm on your boundaries, and you keep your boundaries. Because when you see the thing with boundaries, this is why boundaries are so important. This is another thing. And I said I was going to say the last thing and leave, but I won't be here past the 30. Another thing is when you set boundaries, you're holding your word to yourself. If yourself can't believe you, why do you think other people are going to believe you? If yourself can't believe what you are saying, how do you think other people are going to believe you? Be a person of your word. Stand firm. If you know something don't make you feel good, when you do it, don't do it. Don't allow people to do things. Don't allow them to say things to you that do not make you feel good. Exclude yourself, remove yourself, disengage so they can get the message. You have to believe you first before anyone else is going to believe you, regardless of how long. If they get mad, they stop talking to you. Because, like I said, people will try to use a silent treatment to get you to break and to get you to go over, override your own, boundaries and beliefs. And then when you do that, when you do that, when you override your own beliefs, you lose confidence. You lose confidence in yourself. You don't believe yourself. You don't believe yourself when you keep overriding your boundaries, knowing you don't like something, but because the person don't crawl up the wall and don't fell out and had a tantrum, you feel like now you have to go against or break your boundaries because they down there swarming on the floor. They swarming on the floor. No, you go get some praying oil and dash it on them down there. Let me stop. Look, let me stop. Get some praying oil so you can just dice it on them down there while they swarming. Folks have a tantrum on you. They'll do all these things to try to get you to go against your own boundaries you set because they're not used to it. When they're not used to it, they'll do everything. They'll do everything to make you go against yourself. They'll stop talking to you. They'll stop including you. They'll stop inviting you. They'll stop doing everything. But you got to be okay with it. To say, you know what, I'm going to stand firm on my word so that I can gain power to keep going. So I can gain the power and the courage to keep going and keep fighting because I held firm to my word. So you all be blessed. Be blessed. I hope this word encouraged you all. Once again, my name is Monique. I'm a life coach, author, and speaker, and I teach women how to take responsibility for their happiness, success, and freedom. And we do have some men in here too, and the information is relevant to men, but mostly, I'm talking to women, right? Because you got Matt, my faithful family member in here. He's always supporting me, and a few other men in the group, and that's okay. Okay? So you all be blessed. Have a good weekend, and I will talk to you later.